Oh yeah? Oh yeah? G'day sports, and welcome back to another bout here at the AXR. My name's Stig. You may know me from such places like A&E or at the doctor's, coughing and spluttering at the back, or with me head down a dunny sometimes. And it ain't because I'm ill, it's because I like me Castle Wine 4X on me cornflakes and it doesn't go well. So I'll be missing your commentary today, and I'll be handing over to Thingamajig, because he has a better immune system than me. But hello everyone. Wow, what's gone wrong with the times? I've never seen that happen before. My gosh. Good golly gosh, what is that? 4th? 5th? That's a whole new thing happening. They're all in the pits, but they're not in the pits. Oh, I might have to leave the lobby and come back again, because it looks like it's all gone a bit messed up, doesn't it? So we're here for I better get normal. Round 7, race 2, another hour and a half around. Oh, I've got to do something. Something isn't working there. They're not quite racing just yet, so I may have a chance. Maybe if I just clear cookies. Cookies! Give me God, cookies. Where are they? Network. Cookies. Right, we have got rid of temporary data. Do we not call them cookies anymore? I like cookies. So let's have a look. Let's see if clearing the cache was the way to go. No, we might have to leave the actual room to fix that. Oh my word, it's all really bizarre, isn't it? Does it now clear up for the race? Because Rotary isn't in the pits. It says it is. Oh boy, that's new for me. That's why I'm a little bit sort of, I'm not sure. I'm gonna bob out of this one, jump out of the lob A and jump back in again, see if that fixes that problem. Yes, I want to quit. I don't know what you guys will see, actually. Checking network, I guess. Come along. Come on. God, for a game that's about speed, the bloody loading could be faster, couldn't it? This is PS5. I could dread to think how long it takes PS4 to elastic band that one up. Come on. That's ridiculous. I've lost the network, haven't I? It's not going to let me back in. I shouldn't have done it. Oh, connected to server. That was a struggle, though, for it, wasn't it? Showroom with friends. There's the AXR gang. There's Groot. Let's get in there. Let's get on with the race. Race 2 of round 7 of the AXR, AequepaX Racing, GT World Endurance Championship Season 2. We had a humdinger in the first one. Let's see. Oh, they're not racing, are they? They look like they're racing. Bayek, they do, don't they? Sorry, guys. I've missed the beginning of the race, but it was well worth it because they're all bunched up again now. So Speedy Man Charles, he can't be leading. He is. He seems to be. It seems to be. Is this like qualifying? Yeah, because these guys are in the pits. Oh, do they qualify for the second race again? I didn't know that. I just assumed that they started the race in the positions they finished the first race. So, this is new. 10 minutes it says down in the corner. I don't know. These guys look like they were racing. No, he's miles on with them. They must be just still putting times in. So let's have a look who we've got here. We've got Speedy Man Charles, and he is racing for Scuderia Chiara, whatever the way they say it. We've got Joker in the AXR car 11, the Gen X. We saw that get a podium just now in the race before. No spoilers though. Why are you watching race 2 before race 1? That is a very odd way of doing it. Speedy Man Charles, we've already said him. We've got Harry Mott in the other Clockwork. That was the winning car. Oh, it's a possible winning car. Why would you watch the second one for first? Speedy Man Charles, fastest out there in the Scuderia Chiara. And they've turned up with a special livery And me being so intertwined with racing and knowing all about racing, that livery jumps out to me straight away. No, it doesn't. I'm clueless. I don't know. It's probably a really famous livery for some American racing marquee, and I've missed it totally. But it looks pretty, so, you know, fair dues. And Joker then we saw in the AXR team Genesis. Frequency racing for Full Throttle in the Audi, and we saw Evil Dragon. No, sorry, Frequency's racing for Stacilla Racing. Why have you got the same pattern as Full Throttle? So Stacilla Racing, sorry. So Frequency, we saw that McLaren was not very swift around here at Road Atlanta in the first race. I'm giving spoilers out. Just, what can I say? I've said it twice, so watch the other. There's no one watching. Is it even working? Oh yeah, it is, sorry. I suddenly just had the thought, oh, is this not working? But it's on my iTunes. I'm watching it as a different person, so of course it's working. Well, that's because none of you have said hello to me in the chat. How rude can you be? Anyway, Frequency's racing for Stacilla Racing, the McLaren. It got a decent position. Oh, it got fourth in the race before. If you're watching this before the first race, then that's diddums on you. You should learn to count. Rotary then is in the Full Throttle Racing, I want to say. Yes, the Full Throttle Racing Audi. It's the same colours as Stacilla. It's the exact same blue, I'm sure of it as well. Maybe Stacilla's Racing's blue's a little darker. When it's close like that, of course, it looks nothing like it, and it's got big writing along the side saying Full Throttle Racing. So it's hard to but when it's far away. This is AequepaX, the Aston Martin. We didn't see it in race 1. Illusion, the Greek god, is taking it around, and I feel we're going to get something special from the Greek god of illusion. Storm Pacer out there in, is that the Clockwork Corvette? I believe so. A lot to live up to, these these Clockwork guys. After the first race, there's big shoes to fill. And Sober in the Garage 96 Audi. Great stuff. So we had 8 in the, did we have 8 or 9? Niblez is in the chat saying hello. Good drive, man. Good drive in race 1. Well done. Stuck to the program. You didn't flinch when the guys ahead of you were flying off on those soft tyres. I thought we might see some of the medium runners alter their strategies to try and keep up with the breakaway Clockwork and AXR. But you stuck to your program, and I think you benefited out of it. I think trying to stay with those guys on soft tyres was a fool's errand. It looked like a struggle of a race up at the front, and yeah.
I was mega happy I managed to beat Flores.
There you go. Niblez was mega happy he managed to defeat Flores. It was a tight battle between you, Dr. J, and Flores, I must say, all the way up until the end. Just wasn't sure how it was going to go. So I'm guessing this is some sort of qualifying or practice. I don't know. These guys start, don't they? Come on. Don't they just start in the positions the teammates finished? I'm not sure. But I assumed that was the way. But maybe this isn't qualifying because it's gone on too long. It's gone 16 minutes. It's probably Signore Groot is waiting for me to give him the thumbs up and say, I'm good to go, mate. Should I tell him? Give me a shout whenever you're ready. I appreciate it, man. Oh, yeah, shout. Sorry, dude. I'm good. I'm up. I'm running. I'm doing it. I even made a coffee. I had a fag and made a coffee. That's how slick I was. That was my race today. The race between races. To grab a coffee and a If you Americans, that's a cigarette, okay? Let's not get crazy. I know we're celebrating Pride Month, but I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not up for it either, so I don't know what that makes me. Oh yeah, the coffee's good though. So, what am I doing? Keyboards. I've got hold of the controller because I've been doing a lot of replays lately. I've gone on to night shift recently, so all of the races from my league are done on replays now, and you can't do them on keyboards because PD, it like to be just a little bit behind trend. They don't want to make their game better than the game that was before it. So, well, they don't want to have the same features as the game that was out before it. So, yeah, replays, no keyboard. Live action, we have keyboard. It's beautiful stuff. So, Harry Mop, big shoes, big shoes. He's practicing, if this is practice, I don't know. I've not heard now from, I think it's not. I think they start where their teammates finish. That's the whole point. Because it's meant to be like a 3-hour race. So, Harry Mop, I imagine we'll be starting from the front row. And he's got, like I said, he knows the strategies. They've seen the strategies now that's available to them from the first race. Rotary smashing in with the medium tyres, a time good enough for second. How's that worked? No, that must have been a time before. He must be trying out these mediums. That must be counting the time. Oh, we're getting a big good look, everybody. So I think the race is imminently going to start. Frequency then. He's practicing on the mediums, and so is Joker. Rotary also practicing with those medium tyres. Sober, he's donning some mediums. Storm Pacer, he's gone out with softs, as did their teammates before them. And here we go. All answers will soon be finished. Ooh, luckily, I know there's no rain here at Road Atlanta, so that murky look just means nothing. Just means the track's cooler, so they probably won't wear out their tyres as much. Waiting then, I think that's a rolling start as well, isn't it? So Harry Mop leads them away. He's on a set of softs with Storm Pacer in second, also donning a set of softs. Joker, he's gone for mediums. The lights are gone, and it's race on now. Frequency's gone for mediums, so is Sober mediums. The rest, no. Speedy Man Charles, he's gone for a set of softs. He wants to cut through the pack early doors in that Corvette. So Harry Mop leads them over the hill, and it does look murky, but there isn't a rain function, I'm sure of it, for Road Atlanta, because it never rains in America. So Harry Mop then ahead of Storm Pacer, and on the medium tyres, Joker off to a blinding start in the Gen X, all and up in the Corvette's business. And Storm Pacer, he's going to have to find a little bit more pace there, or he's going to be in trouble from the medium runner, and he certainly does not want to end up behind the Gen X that's just about coming alongside and having a drag race up the hill. Crazy days here, and the medium tyre of Joker looks like it's just about to put the Corvette to bed, and it's a long straight though in the Corvette, really opening up those horsepowers, and it looks like it's got 1 or 2 horses on the Gen X, but the Genesis is really in there, and so is Frequency in his little McLaren. And what a little battle we've got down, all the way down to Sober. Sober now getting himself involved in this little tat-a-tay, and that gives Harry Mop a great opportunity to open up that lead, as Storm Pacer now seems to have figured out a dominance there. He's put his alpha on, and he's let Joker know exactly where Joker should be on the track, and that is behind him. But Joker very strong through this section, a lot more confident with his car than Storm Pacer. Storm Pacer losing hella time through the S's and the downhill section, and Joker is really pressurising Storm Pacer, even though Storm Pacer is on the better tyre, and Joker again looking menacing at the back end of Storm Pacer, and Storm Pacer just having to soak up at the pressure, and again it looks like Joker's got the job done, and he's through and he's ahead. And Storm Pacer, he's got to get a little more confident with those soft tyres, because now he's in amongst the medium runners, and they are going to gobble him up. He's going to end up in a tow race with these guys. So Storm Pacer being swallowed up, but he's come back. He's coming back at Joker, but Joker's got that inside line. Storm Pacer now got the inside line. Joker's nose is just ahead, and it's Joker that gets that second place. Sober also getting a move done on and Frequency. Oh, poor Storm Pacer lost out big time in that corner. He was bold, he went for the move, and the pack swallowed him whole. And now Rotary for the Full Throttle Racing crew is right on Storm Pacer's tail in the Corvette, and oh my word, it's a long race, and now Storm Pacer, to add salt to injury, has picked up half a second penalty somewhere around the track as the battle continues on, with Frequency now up and into third place, Sober in fourth for Garage 96, and Speedy Man Charles for Scuderia Chiara right there in the thick of the action, and he is on the soft tyre. He wants to make more impact and try and catch Harry Mop up, who is absolutely flying in his own race at the moment, 5 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Joker then, a great move early doors in this race. And now my iPad needs charging up, for Pete's sake. That's what happens when you do double stints. So a Frequency then, third spot, Sober in the Audi in fourth. Speedy Man Charles wants to be Speedy Gonzalez in this race. He needs to get by everyone. Underlay, arriba. Rotary then in sixth spot, with Storm Pacer in seventh, and Illusion for some reason down there in the Aston Martin. Oh, he would have started at the back, and oh my god, golly, is that Storm Pacer having a huge one? Storm Pacer, our hearts are sinking for you, my friend, going into the first corner, and he just touched the grass a little bit, sent him out wide. He tried to, no, he lifted off, he did everything he should have done. He caught the wall, and it spun him around, and it's caused damage. Poor Storm Pacer, and like his namesake, Storm, when it rains it pours. Poor Storm Pacer. Harry Mop then leading the way is the Clockwork marquee that are bookending this race, with Harry Mop leading the way in the BMW, and Storm Pacer having an absolute nightmare of a beginning of a race. Joker then, he's in second spot, 1.6 seconds ahead of the McLaren of Frequency Stosilla Racing, and then Sober in the Garage 96 Audi. And look at the battle behind Speedy Man Charles and Rotary going at it tooth and nail around here. It's Audi versus Corvette. And Rotary, the bad news is Speedy Man Charles, the bad news for him is it's another Audi in front of you. So those things are rather swift, even on medium sets of tyres, and Speedy Man Charles is all up. Is he regretting those soft tyres yet? We will see. Storm Pacer's in. Storm Pacer is in. That is early. Oh, to fix damage. He does not want to drive around with that damage. And what's he going to do? Slam a set of mediums on there? Try and go very long? Or is he just going to crack on and make the best of a bad situation? Possibly. Oof. Harry Mop then, using already 3/4 of a tank of fuel. We're 6 minutes into this hour-and-a-half race. And the Joker, AXR Joker, in second. He's 6.6 seconds behind Harry Mop. Then Frequency only 2.2 seconds behind the Gen X, and we know the Gen X is an absolute monster to its tyres. Let's see, we saw on the soft tyres Fred Dude grabbing a podium, but absolutely did not have the tyres to stay with the Corvette and the BMW ahead of him. Well, now the Corvette is no issue, because it's gone, it's down, it's out, it's eighth, it's pitted, it's put new tyres on. He's got a long road ahead of him. A long road Atlanta ahead of him. Harry Mott, meanwhile, Has to do everything right, can't make a mistake. We saw Noir picking up a 3-second penalty on one of his pit stops. That was very painful for him, and that's not what Harry Mop needs right now. That's got to be the last thing he can think about. Well, his pit stops are a ways yet. Joker, 7 seconds. He can't stay with the pace of the BMW ahead of him. Frequency in the McLaren staying relevant in this race. Could be a podium on the grabs. And this is still racing recently, having to miss around, losing a big chunk of points to who was it? I think it was Clockwork Apex, but it's gone from sort of an 80-point lead down to about 40 odd points, maybe just under 40 points. So so still a race in. Got to maintain relevant in the points throughout the season, because I think the Clockwork guys are slowly catching them, and they do not want that. Harry Mop then pulling out another fastest lap in the BMW. This man is comfortable around Road Atlanta. Another American. Look at them. They love home dirt. I mean, they are the guys that call things World Series that only happen in America. So Harry Mop is on a world tour of Road Atlanta at the moment, and doing an absolute super job. Joker on those medium tyres. Now we don't know what he's going to do fuel wise. He's going to try and go long, or if he's just got the medium tyres on, because the tyre wear is so woeful in the Gen X. Frequency also opting for that medium tyre. It's a balance out there. The soft tyre does give you great lap times. We were seeing, what, 2:16s virtually. I don't know if we got anything lower than a 16 in the first race. I don't recall now. I didn't think it was any lower than 16 or something. But I think pole was 17.003. So we're seeing, I don't know if the lap times will be faster. It looks like it's in the evening, the sun's going down, so the track will be cooler. So I don't think the medium runners might not necessarily be just going long. They might just not want to have a set of tyres that just degenerate so quickly, fall to pieces in absolute seconds. Sober has got a big problem at the moment. He's got a mirror full of Rotary now on board with Rotary for Full Throttle Racing. And it's, what is it, Audi on Audi action. Beautiful stuff. Illusion up into 7th now, past Storm Pacer. Storm Pacer's quite a way back off of Illusion. So the two at the back, big jobs to do. As Rotary tries to make short work of Sober, but Sober has got that Audi acting just, he's got the setup just fine. Ooh, a little on the curbs there, and he held it well. But looking from Rotary's point of view, that is one planted Audi ahead of us. Seems comfortable in the corners. No back ends hanging out. Slides, a lovely little slide on there, but Rotary getting through that corner a lot better as they come up over the hill to the blind right, and then they drop down to the left, and they've got to swing it right again. You don't want to lose any time. It's a slight lift from Rotary going into that one as they come up and over the hill. Third gear, take as much curb as they dare, and Rotary 6th place in the Audi on the racing mediums. We're getting halfway through our mediums now already, only 11 minutes into this race. He's going for, ooh, he saw a gap and it looked like he fancied that gap. Harry Mop still leading from Joker with Frequency in 3rd spot. Speedy Man Charles up into 4th now. He's the other one on the soft tyre. Oh, Sober's gone past. For some reason, oh, Speedy Man Charles must have picked up a penalty of some kind. So we'll have a quick look. Yes, a 1.5 second penalty. I don't know how he's picked that up, but Speedy Man Charles then losing 2 positions down the long straight due to a 1.5 second penalty. He must have made a huge mistake there for that. Unbelievable stuff. What? Don't pause it. Oh. So Speedy Man Charles then down into 6th after all that hard work. He's got to do it all again. Hairy Mop then leads by 8.6 seconds. Joker, he's being consistent as you like, mid-18s all the way over the last few laps. And he's running his race. He knows I think the Beamer is just out there today. Although Hairy Mop not getting as much use out the tyres as Noir did. Noir absolutely nursing those tyres to perfection. It looks like Hairy Mop is absolutely caning the bad boys. He doesn't want them, doesn't like them. Joker as well, halfway through his front left tyre. And that Gen X, no friend to rubber. Frequency in Stusilla McLaren doing a beautiful job at the moment. An absolutely delicious job. In 3rd, he's 4 seconds behind the Gen X, but his tyre wear isn't half as bad. And his fuel wear a little better, his fuel depletion a little better, not much. It's virtually nothing between the two of them. Sober, 2.6 seconds behind Frequency. He's getting through his tyres there, the rear ones quite healthily. With a Rotary, absolutely ripping his tyres. A new one. Speedy Man Charles, his tyres are virtually done as well. And after a 1.5 second penalty, the last thing he needs is a pit stop, but it looks like that's what he's going to have to take. Illusion, 8.5 seconds behind Speedy Man Charles. He's using his tyres, but I've seen worse. Especially if he's sliding into every corner like that. My word, he's drifting this racetrack. And he's in the 90s, half a tank of fuel. And Storm Pacer, who made that pit stop for damage, he's some way off of Illusion now. And it'll be interesting to see how much he can claw back. We're at 40 seconds at the moment, with similar fuel but better tyres. Hairy Mop as the sun disappears. And behind the horizon, we're going to get smooth in here. We're going to get romantic. We're going to cozy up to each other, you know? We're really going to get down. And Joker, 8.6 seconds. Fuel is negligible between them, but Hairy Mop is destroying a tyre. A little more than Joker is his mediums, but the fact that you know, set of old mediums is still a lot slower than a set of old softs. Frequency, he's looking after those tyres quite nicely. I think he's going to be able to go a lot longer. We saw his teammate go very long. I think it was like 23, 24 minutes into the race, where other people were having to pit around about this time. We saw a couple of pit stops about 15 minutes in because of tyre wear and not because of fuel. Ooh, Joker playing risk with the grass here, mowing a bit of lawn for the Americans. Frequency, he's not that far, is he? 5.7 seconds with better tyres, and Joker must be starting to feel those tyres. He's still doing mid-18s. Great stuff from the AXR driver. And I do like their livery. It is special, especially when it shines up. Got like reflectors on the front, or is that the headlights? It's the headlights, isn't it? No, yeah, it is. I've always thought they were reflectors. I don't usually see the night races because I do the first stint. Some pit stops down the order. Rotaries come in, Sober stayed out. And yeah, Speedy Man Charles has absolutely killed that rear left tyre. So Illusion up and into 5th place. And Rotary now has been released, heading down the pit lane ahead of Speedy Man Charles. And it'll be interesting to see which way these two have gone. Illusion must be miles up the road now. There they go. Speedy Man Charles is ahead. No, he isn't. Rotary is ahead. Oh, they're together. They're submerged to each other. Wow, that's clever. I wonder if they can even see each other. So, as we see an Audi and a Corvette try and breed Speedy Man Charles is the man ahead, and he's on the soft tyre as Rotary on the mediums, giving Speedy Man Charles a flash there. I think there's something he's very happy about. Hairy Mop into the pits, and that leaves Joker out there. He's still got a couple of laps left, he feels, on those racing mediums. He's dropped into the 19s though. He's not doing his 18 and a halves now. And Frequency coming up, but Hairy Mop, has he been released? He has been released. He's coming down the pit lane, but Frequency and Sober Motorsports have got ahead of him. And Hairy Mop then coming out of the pit lane in 4th place. Illusion there 5th, and not far behind Hairy Mop, but Illusion's tyres are very much getting to the end of their cycle, whilst Hairy Mop then fresh on it. And I think I've just heard Illusion skating. No, I heard a screech of tyres, but it was neither of these. Sober all over the back of Frequency, but Frequency's tyres in such, oh no, not much better, a little bit better than the Audi, but Sober doing a great job with the, well, the rear tyre is pretty awful, and Frequency hasn't got that. Joker then, how long's he going to go with those tyres? He's been doing mid-18s on the reg, and the last couple of laps slip into the 119s area. He's 6.7 seconds ahead of Frequency. Fuel's not as good. Sober trying to get a move around the outside of the McLaren, and Sober, if I may be so bold, look at him go. So Sober all up and in Frequency's business. Frequency just trying to maintain that position until the pit stops. Now Sober, I'm so surprised he can go ahead and fight like that, because his tyres are woeful, man. His tyres are pretty much burnt. They're done, man. So I'm going to try and find a way of charging up my iPad. So I might go quiet for a minute or so while I run around looking for a charger. Hairy Mop and somewhere to plug it in. I don't think it's anywhere near where I am to plug it in. I'll unplug the PlayStation. Hairy Mop then in 4th place. Illusion 5th. Remember, Hairy Mop has just made a pit stop. The guys ahead of him have not. Sober is looking like he's getting to the end of his tyres, even though it's not really affecting his times. He's been doing those sort of late 18s, mid to early 19s, all the way through, with good tyres and bad. Frequency in 2nd place. Still no interest of a pit stop from him, and why should there be? Although he did a 19.9, which is one of his worst lap times. And back on it again with an early 19. Sober comes in. That rear tyre just too risque, and Hairy Mop gets a position back after his pits. And he is up and into 3rd place now. Illusion, who has been having a relatively quiet race, and he's nearly driving on the rims of his tyres, is still going around, still rotating, as Sober leaves the pit lane now for his 2nd stint. And the sun virtually down now on Road Atlanta. The stars are out, and we can get smooth down here. Oh, he crossed the line, that darned penalty line in the pits, really putting a spanner in the works. I mean, he's a second behind Rotary, and we have just been stolen an absolutely fabulous race by ridiculous. I bet it was hardly nothing. Bet it was barely nothing. I bet in real racing they would have let it go. But in this digital age, something wasn't quite right with Sober's pit entry, and he's forced to slow down for 3 seconds. Joker's in. Don't cross the line, my friend. And Hairy Mop, is that another position? It is, isn't it? As he comes around to the start straight, the straightaway, and Hairy Mop up into 2nd place now, and it's just that pesky Finnish driver out there going very deep into the race, and he's got the fuel as Hairy Mop comes out in 2nd. Well, it doesn't come out. Illusion, look at him, up into 3rd now, still will not go and change those tyres. I will not. I don't need grip, says the Greek god. I am the god of grip, and I bring you grip. So the Aston Martin sliding around Road Atlanta, and he's not going to pit until his fuel needs it, not his tyres. He doesn't drive to his tyres, he drives to his fuel gauge. And that's pretty impressive. He hasn't thrown it off, you know. It's pretty impressive he's managing that with that. Speedy Man Charles has got the fastest lap of the race, a 17.5 second lap. And he is chasing down the Greek god ahead of him with no tyres. And Joker, oh, guess what? He's picked up a penalty from the pit thing. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Rotary then is there in 6th, now catching up with Joker. And Joker, there's nothing he can do about it. That's it. Rotary is through. Unbelievable. They're sober. Rotary has gained so well out of the pit lane penalty. Brilliant stuff for Rotary. Grand stuff for the full throttle. We've got a yellow flag. Where is that? It's happened. It's gone. Who knows who it was? Frequency leads. Harry Mop in 2nd place. Looks like no one's really out of position. Everyone is going where they were. Sober's like 6 seconds off. Maybe he had no, it was ahead of Joker, I believe. Illusion's come into the pits, and he's picked up a penalty as well through that darned pit line. We hardly had any of this in race 1. I don't know why. Rudolph Shenanigans in the chat saying Illusion caused the yellow. There you go. And Rudolph saying, guessing he missed the pit entry. That's what happened. And Storm Pacer's got half a second penalty there as well. As, 3.5 seconds. He's picked up half a second of a penalty being in the pit lane. What are they doing? They're not working on it. Has he just pulled it? Has he, 24 minutes into the race, has he just pulled it in? Maybe he needed a wee-wee. Who knows? That's odd. So frequency, he's going to be needing the pit soon. His fuel is low. And Harry Mop there in 2nd place. He was the leader of this race at a good distance on the rest of the field, as they were on mediums all racing each other, except for his teammate. And Speedy Man Charles has had to fight his way through. He's gone for 2 stints of the soft tyre, and it's dark out there now. This is really going to test our pilots of their mental abilities, trying to remember. They're not going to see their braking points as clearly. And Rotary being caught by Joker, who got caught by the pit lane. Sober in 6th, Illusion still sitting. I think that's it for Illusion. It looks like he's pulled in. And Storm Pacer will soon be back ahead of Illusion, because he's not moving it. Oh, he is moving. Cheeky monkey. It looked like nothing was happening to his car. It looked like no tyres were being done. Fuel wasn't being done. So that's a long pit stop for Illusion. And he's lost his pit penalty. I have no clue what happened. Oh no, there he is. 3 seconds, not 3.5 seconds. So Illusion, a very long pit stop for him. And maybe he needed a wee-wee. Or he couldn't get the can opened quick enough. Frequency is going to be pitting soon. He's just behind Illusion to rub insult into injury. And Hairy Mop right there, ready to reclaim the lead of this race as it gets darker and we get closer to the 30-minute mark. It's 26 minutes into the race, and Frequency yet to pit. Hairy Mop has made a pit. Speedy Man Charles has made a pit stop. Rotary has made a pit stop, I believe, with Joker, who also has made a pit stop. Sober making a pit stop. Storm Pacer made a pit stop earlier in the race. It looks like he's made another pit stop. And Illusion just making about 4 pit stops in one. So it's only Frequency out there yet to pit at the 26.5 minute. He was running in third as it was. So if he's going to go long, that's going to cut a pit stop out for him. And it's looking like a very strong race again for the Stussilla Racing team. Great stuff. Hairy Mop retakes the lead. And Speedy Man Charles should get by the McLaren on the pit straight. The question is, can Rotary being chased very closely by Joker, and Joker means business today in the Gen X. He got third in race 1, so he'll be wanting to get the minimum of third as Rotary takes the Audi into a controlled slide into that first corner. Beautiful stuff. Frequency comes out of the pits and he's behind the Audis. He's behind the Audis, but he's got a full tank of fuel, racing medium tyres. Sober's half a tank of fuel and he's just touching into the reds on his tyres. Joker also on the medium tyres, but a little bit more fuel than Sober behind him. Rotary is down to a quarter of a tank of fuel on those mediums. Speedy Man Charles, he's looking for a pit stop in the next 5 or 6 minutes, and Harry Mop has still got a way to go. Great race so far. So Harry Mop for Clockwork Motorsport Apex is leading the race. Speedy Man Charles for Scuderia Chiara is in second place in the Corvette. Then in third we have the Audi of the Full Throttle Racing team. On Rotary is the pilot in that one. Joker all up in his business in car 11, the Genesis X, and he is hot to trot, baby, with Sober in 5th place in his Audi, looking for the action, and it's just up the road from him, and he's going to be coming across it pretty soon, especially if Joker and Rotary get into a big tangle and start having a bit of a tete-a-tete. I seriously have to look for a charger now. 1 sec. No one overtake anyone, because I'm going to be shell doors away from keyboard. Or AFK. Shell door AFK. Hi guys, I'm back with a charger. The iPad's a little further away, but it's just to check sound. That's it. It's all right. Sounds all right. Sounds great. Hey, only the best here at AequepaX Racing on your local YouTube channel. Don't forget to buy our merchandise. We have some lovely AequepaX Racing t-shirts that says "I'm ahead of you" on the back. And some lovely baseball caps that just say AXR. Harry Mop leads this race. Am I sound on? Yeah, I heard myself on YouTube. Harry Mop leads this race in the BMW. Speedy Man Charles, he's really on the edge there for a pit stop. The Corvette driver taking that fuel tank beyond, and stay in those yellow lines, my friend, because it's a killer. 3-second penalty around here is an absolute destroyer of dreams. So that's Speedy Man Charles into the pits. Joker then up to 30, got himself past. It must have been Rotary. Rotary, though, maybe having to ease off a little bit to get that fuel to go a little further. And Joker now up and into second spot. That's where he was before all the pit stop shenanigans. And that is where he is now after the last... Well, no, the last person made a pit stop ages ago. Frequency, wasn't it? Sorry. I missed Frequency's pit stop. No, I didn't. I remember saying Harry Mott went back in the lead. So Frequency out behind Sober. Speedy Man Charles, though, dropping behind Frequency for his pit stop. And if Speedy Man Charles wants something out of this race today, he's really going to have to fight for it, because the short sprints, they work if you're up there ahead. But if you've got to start fighting through the medium tyre runners, it starts becoming more challenging. strategy. So Speedy Man Charles really is up against it today, and he's got to do all he can get a podium. His strategy definitely could get him a podium, but it's going to be a hard-fought one. There's a lot of very fast, rapid guys between him and that challenge. Harry Mott, meanwhile, in the BMW. Noir absolutely destroyed it in race 1, and it looks like Harry Mott is well on his way to keeping that legacy running. Rotary into the pits then for fuel for the Full Throttle Racing guys. Sober goes up for Garage 96, Frequency for Stosilla Racing, and Rotary, he wants to get out of Speedy Man Charles. Is just entering the straightaway, so Rotary, it's going to be tight between him and Speedy. No, Speedy's gone. Speedy Gonzalez, and then Rotary has to do the slow crawl down the pit lane. He's probably going to be good against Illusion and Storm Pacer, but Speedy Man Charles is absolutely halfway up the road. There was a yellow flag ahead, but everyone seems to be okay. Joe, anyone behind? Illusion and Storm Pacer seem to be okay. So it was frequent, it was very quick, the yellow flag. It was probably someone just went a little wide, and one of the marshals got over eager and flashed his yellow underwear. That was all. So Harry Mott leads this race with Joker in second spot, 20, nearly, shall we just say 29 seconds adrift of the BMW driver. Sober is third in the Audi, but that third slot is open to anyone. Anyone can grab that one with Frequency, Speedy Man Charles and Rotary all putting their towel on the deck chair next to third spot. Rudolph in the chat saying, think Storm binned it. That's the way. How are you seeing more than what I am seeing? Are you in there? Are you in there, Rudolph? Harry Mott then leads. Oh, his fuel's down, but he's got a good chunk of time on Joker. But Joker, he's okay with fuel. It's the tyres that's Joker's bane today. And Sober. Oh, he's looking at the map. Rudolph's looking at the map, not in the Matrix. Haha. Yeah, I should use that map more. It's very small. I can't keep track of who's who. I wish they'd put numbers next to the cars. So Harry Mott then leads the way from Joker. And Sober Motorsports at the moment sitting in third. He's got a quarter of a tank of fuel. We're a third into this race now, 1 hour to go. And we can wrap up the 3 hours of Road Atlanta. And again, Stosilla Racing cannot afford to lose too many points against Clockwork, and that's what is happening right now with Niblez managing fourth, and it was a hard-fought fourth. It was probably above where the two Audis behind were chomping at the bit. Not the two Audis, it was one Audi and one Viper. That's what we're missing, the Viper. What a shame. It was a dead sexy car as well. Illusion in the Martin. Yeah, he lost a lot of time with the pit stop, but he's only 30 seconds behind Rotary. So anything befalls the Full Throttle Racing guys. And Illusion is back in the fight. Harry Mott comes into the pits then. And Joker, he seems okay with it. He seems okay with tyres. He seems okay with fuel. He is quite away from the finish line though. So Harry Mott, he's got all the time in the world, and there they go. They've released him already. Joker not even at the final corner, and Harry Mott looks like he's going to retain that lead. Great drive, but Joker is there. Joker's gone past down the straight. It's going to be tight coming out of the pit lane. There's Joker. Now you can see him from Harry Mott's point of view, and the Joker has disappeared over the hill, and he really does want to make a race of it, even though they're on different pit strategies. So Harry Mott's put racing softs on with 3/4 of a tank of fuel. with Joker now down to a quarter of a tank of fuel, and he's half burnt that front left racing medium. He's doing late 18s, where Hairy Mop is going to be smashing some mid to late 17s, and he'll be past the Joker in no time. But the Joker trying to do one stop less than Hairy Mop. Sober Motorsports in Garage 96 Audi in third at the moment. Tyres, the rear left is looking pretty worn. And he's got Frequency some 4.5 seconds behind, but Frequency's tyres clean as a whistle, better fuel. Frequency poised, I tell you, to take that podium position away. But Speedy Man Charles on his racing softs, going swifter than the wind, is chasing down the Audi and the McLaren ahead of him. And I've got a feeling Speedy wants that final podium position. Rotary, let's not forget, is in the battle as well. He recently pitted on lap 25. He's got half a tank of fuel. His mediums are still fresh gov, and he's 30 seconds ahead of Illusion, who had an extraordinarily long pit stop, it seemed. And Storm Pacer has had an absolute nightmare of a race. He had a bit of a shocker at the beginning, with the medium cars all rushing him, and now he's just trying to cling on in this race. Made an early stop for damage, and he's just here to pick up what points he can for Clockwork Motorsport. Joker leads this race, but he does have to pit in the next 5 to 6 minutes, I would say. 10 if he really wanted to slow down, but I don't think he'd want to do that at the moment with Hairy Mop coming his way. And Hairy Mop knows this could be an issue. This could be a potential issue, because they kind of are racing each other, even though they're on different strategies. So Joker would love to be able to slow Hairy Mop down from out of the 17s into the 18s for a couple of laps. That would help him a great deal. Whereas Hairy Mop just needs to get on, stay in those 17s, because he's making an extra stop on Joker, I believe. I'm dragging you lot into it all again. And yes, so Hairy Mop, he'll be well aware that it's not going to be that much fun to get past Joker. Joker is going to be, well, I think he's going to make it difficult. It's in his interest to be difficult, because if he can slow Hairy Mop down a little bit on those racing softs, it can all count into Joker's bank account. He can bank those times. So Joker in the Genesis X, and Hairy Mop chasing him down in the BMW, seeing the brakes glowing, absolutely glistening in this night air of the USA at Road Atlanta. And there goes Hairy Mop doing his fastest lap so far, but still not enough to beat the Corvette of Speedy Man Charles for fastest lap of the race. Joker, it was an 18.4 last time around. Hairy Mop 17.6, not quite a second a lap faster, but not far off. Frequency's back into third place, with Sober making a pit stop now. Where is this leaving it all? Speedy Man Charles moves up another position. He's only 2 seconds behind Frequency. He's on the faster tyre, and you would think he's going to be able to catch him up. Hairy Mop now right on the tail end of Joker. Joker's fuel is starting to flash, and this is what I'm saying. Look, Joker, he's just coming in the pits. If he can slow down Hairy Mop on this lap alone, it will help him a great deal. I mean, he's not going to swerve around all over the track, but he's just going to make it more difficult. You mean, you can make a decision when you're a racing driver. You know your race is not with them. You can just let them through. But with Joker, I think, well, that was pretty clean. He could have planted it onto the apex there, but he stayed out wide. He gave plenty of room, and now he's going to use the Beamer as a tow, and he hasn't gone in. He stayed out for another lap. He looks like he fancies another move down the inside, but he thinks about it, slots in behind, and it just follows the Beamer up the hill. Beamer, remember, on a fresher set of racing soft tyres, and once they get to the corners, the grip levels are absolutely night and day. And Joker now just aiming for the pits, but he's staying with Hairy Mop on those medium tyres. That's a cracking pace that our man Joker is portraying out there against Hairy Mop. Hairy Mop does have half a tank of fuel on. The car is heavier. I grant you all of these things, but he's on racing soft tyres, where Joker is on a very used set of mediums, and he is staying with Hairy Mop. That's impressive. Frequency then in third spot. He's got half a tank of fuel and barely touched the mediums. Being caught by Speedy Man Charles, though, on those soft tyres, but Speedy Man Charles, he might not have the tyre left by the time he reaches the tail end of Frequency. He's only a second behind him. Let's have a look at how this battle is going. Hairy Mop now has pulled out a bit of a gap, and we are expecting Joker, do not cross the yellow line. We are scared of the yellow line. So Joker does go through and into the pits, and Frequency nowhere near a pit stop yet, but he's got Speedy Man Charles all up and in his business. Speedy Man Charles on a totally different strategy, using the soft tyres and short stints, and they all go ahead of Joker, who we knew was ready for a pit stop. And this is the strangeness of the strategies, because you seem to lose, not Hairy Mop, but everyone else who pits seems to lose a lot of positions. And it feels like an age when they come back to you. Rotary up into fourth ahead of Joker. We're on board with the Corvette driver Speedy Man Charles in Scuderia Chiara, and I butcher it every time, I know, that's why I should say it more. A little wiggle on for Speedy Man Charles there. It's not what he needs when he's trying to put a battle on and go forth and take that position away from Frequency and Stussilla Racing. "44 minutes into the race, we're nearly halfway, guys, and it has flown by, hasn't it? It's been as quick as you could possibly say. Do you know what? I'm going to treat myself halfway. Ferrero Rocher. That's what I say. So let's play. I won't chew it. I'll mute the mic when I eat it. No one likes to hear gum slapping you there. But then there might be an overtaking manoeuvre whilst the Ferrero Rocher is being crushed. Oh yeah. It's truly heaven. It really is. It was a Father's Day present from about a week ago, I think, but I've still got some left, and they are little balls of heaven. They really are. Delicious. So we've been on board for Speedy Man Charles for a while now. Ooh, the McLaren grabbing a big batch of sideways there. And that has helped Speedy Man Charles close that gap up. Lovely. And Speedy Man Charles, did he lift off that one? Ooh, he wants to just coast behind Frequency. And he's going to save some fuel, it seems. On board with Speedy, and look at him go. He definitely had the pace there. He's lifted again. He is definitely trying to eke out one or two more laps. And Frequency being rather swift anyway. And Speedy Man Charles obviously feels it's not going to slow me down if I just sit behind Frequency and let him tow me around for a little bit. Frequency's picked up half a second penalty though, and Speedy Man Charles can't cling on to the back of him anymore, or he's going to really have to slow down. Hairy Mop then leads this race by 18 seconds. Frequency's got to pay a penalty. That gives Speedy Man Charles the position, and it's Speedy Man Charles now up and into second as Frequency pays the toll. The troll. Pays the troll for this boy's soul. You gotta pay the troll if you wanna get in the boy's soul. Harry Mop leads the race by Speedy Man Charles in second. Frequency is in third. Forced to see that racing. Great driving by all out there. Speedy Man Charles not pulling away from Frequency as rapidly as he possibly would like, but that fuel is really starting to drop for him. He's on fumes, and Frequency, plenty of fuel, plenty of rubber. He's going to keep on going. He's going to keep on trucking in the US of A. Rotary then, fourth place so far. What is that? That's full throttle race. It's dark. I can't see the cars now. Yeah, he's keying up for a pit stop pretty soon. Joker, we saw making a pit stop early. He's fallen down the order, but now they're starting to come back to him as they drop into the pits. But Sober then making a pit stop on lap 31, some 5 laps ago. And Joker making his pit stop on lap 33. We think Rotary will be in pretty soon. So will Speedy Man Charles. That's him in now. Airy Mop is good to go for a short while. Yeah, it seems. Quarter of a tank of fuel. Frequency. He's on just under a quarter of a tank of fuel. Speedy Man Charles into the pits. That'll give the position to Rotary, but Rotary probably could have done with going in the pits himself, but he's going to go around one more time. One more time. And I'll get your hand right. Whatever it is. Joker. He's putting a lap on Illusion there, I believe, in the Aston Martin. And Speedy Man Charles out of the pits. No 3-second penalty. Bish bash bosh, thank you very much. And now I'm 1.8 seconds behind Sober, who's on a set of mediums, and Speedy's on a set of softs. He'll be short shift work of this, and wanting to get himself up the order and chasing Joker. But Joker some 11.5 seconds ahead of Sober, and only 2.6 seconds behind Rotary, who has to make a pit stop any time soon. Frequency still hot to trot for a short while yet, as Hairy Mop also peacocks his way around the lead. Look at that, 21 seconds on that Frequency. This is amazing stuff between the two rivals. Rotary then slings that bad boy into the pits, and do not cross that yellow line, because you will not collect 200 credits or whatever they use now, pounds, for passing go. Joker then up and back into the podium positions, and is Frequency a threat to that second spot? It doesn't look like anyone's taking the race to Hairy Mop today. That BMW, I'm not saying it worked well round here. Sober then fourth place. Rotary into the pits. We knew that was going to happen. Illusion, I think, is just too far off Rotary to make a big gain there. And Illusion really, I don't know, that pit stop really didn't help him. And Storm Pacer not having the best of races for Clockwork. Rotary out of the pits then, 16 seconds behind Speedy Man Charles, but we know Speedy Man Charles is doing short stints, so Rotary just staying with the business, and hopefully he'll get Speedy Man Charles back again. Sober, feeling the pressure from Speedy, but Speedy is on the soft tyres, so Rotary doesn't really want to lose too much time up racing him. Joker, Joker is in third, 16 seconds behind Frequency. Frequency's fuel starting to flash now. Hairy Mop still got good fuel to go. So Frequency prepping, getting ready for his second stop of this race, and Joker more than likely will go ahead. Sober, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight for Frequency. If he fills right up, he might be right there with Speedy Man Charles and Sober. Speedy Man Charles really closing the gap. And as we've just gone past halfway, I was going to nip off for a second, but let's see if Speedy Man Charles can get some action done on Sober. But Sober driving faster than he's gone in this race before, making life very difficult for Speedy Man. Speedy Man Charles, though, might be happy sitting behind. We saw him trying to save some fuel with frequency earlier? So Speedy Man Charles may be trying to do a bit of fuel saving there behind Sober. Piggyback, one might say. No, he's going for the move up the inside. Superior grip. Oh, it was tight where he put his nose, and there was no room there. As soon as Sober pulled in, turned in, and Speedy Man Charles had to back out of that one. Again, though, on the attack. And Sober, really, you don't want to be losing too much time in this battle. Your battle is with frequency. Speedy is just a variant. We're not sure where he's going to end up. But losing time to him at this point in the race is only playing to Rotary and Frequency's hands. So be very, very careful where you pick your battles. But Sober does not want Speedy Man Charles coming by, and is fighting it for tooth and nail, which plays into Frequency's hands. Frequency's going to be coming into the pits at the end of this lap. And Joker 15.5 seconds, Sober 15.5 seconds, but he's slowing down for Speedy Man Charles. So Frequency with a great possibility of getting out maybe ahead of Sober or Speedy Man, but Frequency will be filling up, which means he might end up behind them. Rotary was in that battle with Sober, but he seems to have lost touch with Sober at the moment. Frequency into the pits. Speedy Man Charles did get by Sober Motorsports, and let's hope Sober didn't lose too much time from the fracas. And there goes Frequency down into fifth. Said he wanted to get out ahead of Sober and Speedy Man Charles, but it hasn't happened for him. He's just behind them, which will be breaking his heart, I'm sure. He wanted to be just ahead of that battle, and it hasn't paid off for him. He's gone for soft tyres, though. He's changed his strategy up a little bit. Maybe because the track isn't as hot, the tyres are not wearing as much, and he's gone for a soft set of tyres. Hasn't gone for a full fuel tank either, so he's gone for a couple of short stints in this last 35 minutes of this race. Hairy Mop's come in, and new tyres, new fuel, and Joker is not even close to the final. He's just getting to the final corner now, but Hairy Mop heading down the pit lane, and he's back out in the lead of this race. Joker coming around the final corner, just not close enough to take the lead away this time, and Hairy Mop there out and in the lead. Great stuff. 3/4 of a tank of fuel, soft tyres, pretty much has Frequency has done also. Joker, will he come off of the medium tyres? On his next stop is the track nice and cool now that it's not tearing those tyres to pieces. Even Speedy Man Charles now, who's been on these for at least 4 or 5 laps, seems to be not suffering from terrible wear. Sober, 1/4 of a tank of fuel, half a tank. So Sober, his race really is with Frequency and Rotary today. Rotary slipping away from the guys ahead, and I don't know why or where. He's done great lap times at his pit stops. He doesn't seem to have lost a big chunk of time somewhere. But Sober at the moment is the medium tired runner in 4th, with Frequency on the soft tyres. So Frequency is looking racy against Sober. Hopefully nothing. Oh God, I've got messages. I must have missed something. Have I done something wrong? He's doing song lyrics because he said shout when I was ready. So I've said shout, and he said shout, let it all out. These are the things we could do without. Oh, there was a yellow flag, but I can't see any kind of carnage or moving positions. So I think it was just someone having a small off. Hairy Mop then in and out. He's 5 seconds ahead of Joker, but Joker, he's going to have to make a pit stop before Hairy Mop. I don't think he's got the pace to latch on to the back of the Beamer. I think the Beamer, unless he throws it away in any kind of way, has got this one wrapped up. Speedy Man Charles goes faster than anyone at 17.3 in the Corvette as he tries to make his great escape from Sober, who is now under a lot of pressure from Frequency. Frequency going to the soft tyre. I don't know if it was always planned. I know in the first race his teammate went to soft tyres in the very last stint, but I think this is the second to last stint for Frequency. I think he's got another pit stop to make before we see the checkered flag, and he's trying to get the moves done. Oh, he's got the moves done with Sober. Sober's there, back ahead though. Cracking racing. Sorry, I was looking at a different part of the track. So Frequency got ahead of Sober, but Sober came back at him and got back ahead. Sober getting racy with those medium tyres, but Frequency's coming back. At the Audi driver note, thinks about it again, backs out of it. Frequency, I think, really fancies a move. He doesn't want to lose too much time. He's chasing Speedy Man and Joker. Said Speedy Man is the unknown quantity. Illusion back into the pits. He's got 18%. Maybe it's a tyre thing. No, big damage for the Greek god, and he's got plenty of time on Storm Pacer to get that fixed. Rotary then in 6th place, 13 seconds behind Sober, who was racing with Frequency, but Frequency is ahead. I apologise, looking at the pits, I've missed the move between Frequency and Sober. Only 4.8 seconds, and Speedy Man Charles putting a lap on, I'm not sure, I think that might have been Storm Pacer. It's dark, it's hard to see, but Speedy Man Charles for Scuderia Chiara doing a great job, looking good for a podium, but Frequency and Sober behind him will have something to say about that. Joker then coming to the end of his stint as Hairy Mop is pretty much just starting his stint. And who shall we watch? Shall we watch the battle between Sober? Sober's going to be coming into the pits soon. Rotary, half a tank of fuel. He'll be looking forward to taking up that position of the Garage 96 Audi. Illusion's got it all fixed, got some racing softs on. He's back out there again on the crack, and we are coming up to the last 30 minutes of this race. And I am going to... I don't know, who did I say was pitting soon? Not Joker. Joker might do for tyres. Sober definitely is going to be pitting pretty soon. I'll put him behind Rotary, probably not Illusion though. So let's have onboard action with Hairy Mop leading the race with 30 minutes to go, and I think one more pit stop is on the agenda. I shall return pretty swiftly. G'day, sports. What did I miss? So we're on board with Hairy Mop and have been for a lap or two as he brings it around, and that is how it feels to get the fastest lap in the lead of the second race here for round 7 of the AXR GTWEC. Excuse me, and the man is unstoppable. Great stuff from the Beamer driver. Joker into the into the pits, and Speedy Man Charles grabs second spot, but he's going to have to make a pit stop. Is this Joker's last pit stop? No, with 37 minutes left, 26 minutes, sorry. 26 minutes left of the race. I don't think Joker can make that one last all the way to the end. We'll see though, he might fill it up. But Hairy Mop absolutely caning it. Speedy Man Charles in second. Again, it's the Americans. They're holding first and second. And they really do like it on home turf. With Frequency in third at the moment. But he's got a tough battle on his hands with Joker and Sober Motorsport. Sober somewhat behind though, as Frequency's got to stop soon. Sober, what happened? Made a pit stop. He's ahead of Rotary by 5.5 seconds. Illusion then. 16 seconds ahead of Storm Pacer. He had to go in and fix that. And Storm Pacer now can smell that there could be some points in the air for himself. But Illusion staying out longer than Storm Pacer. So possibly not. Hairy Mop leads this race. Speedy Man Charles in second, but he's due a pit stop pretty soon as he comes up to the Aston Martin of Illusion and puts a lap on 7th place. Not quite yet. He might have to go in the pits before he catches Illusion. He's got a huge wiggle on. The rear left tyre is pretty torn up. And Speedy Man Charles suddenly feeling a big lack of grip coming through and down the hill. Frequency in third spot. He's good to not pit yet, and I think he's going to do it in one more stop, as most of them probably will. I don't know. It's 25 minutes to go. The likes of Speedy Man Charles, those pitting right now, might struggle. Now Joker has got busy. He's been in again. He's put in half a tank of fuel, and he's gone for a set of racing softs, and we haven't seen that pattern from him at all this race. He stuck to the mediums pretty much most of the race. He's done a good pace, so what can he do on softs? And who is he trying to attack? Who does he feel is his second place is in jeopardy from? He's getting purples on his way around, and I think this is a reaction to Speedy Man Charles. Speedy Man Charles now is into the pits. But like I said, it might be too early to go all the way to the end with this one. And he might have another pit stop to make before the end of the race. Hairy Mop, I imagine, he's going to try and get to the end of that fuel tank. And then we're going to be in the teenies, ready to run to the end. We're at 24 minutes at the moment left of the race. So if he can stay out there another 6 minutes or so, then it'll only be a one more stop. Frequency, I think, similar position to Hairy Mop, 24 seconds behind him. He's doing 17s, whereas Hairy Mop, he's in the 18s. Interesting stuff, but I just don't think there's enough time there for Frequency to gain back that lost time on Hairy Mop. Joker in third, hanging out the back end of the Genesis. And he's got Speedy Man Charles, who's put 3/4 of a tank in. Interesting. I still don't know. I don't know for sure that's enough to get him to the end of this race. He might have to do a lot of lift and coasting if he wants to get that fuel to the end of time. So let's have a quick run through. Hairy Mop is leading by 25 seconds. Quarter of a tank of fuel, and the tyres still look fresh gov. Frequency is in second place, just under a quarter of a tank of fuel, and yeah, his rear left is starting to look a little angry. but he's doing all right. He's 13 seconds ahead of Joker, who's on half a tank of fuel. Fresh Racing softs. He's taken the fastest lap of the race with a 1:17.043. Great driving from the AXR driver. And Speedy Man Charles out there, 3/4 of a tank of fuel. Who knows? Sober, he's got half a tank of fuel. Rotary's come in, and this could be in the realm of a final stop. If he fills right up, put some mediums on, we will see who's he got. He's got Illusion and Storm Pacer behind him, and no fear there for the Full Throttle Racing guys. They really want to pick off Sober and Speedy, catch Speedy out on his strategy. Rotary then, has he got out yet? We haven't seen if he's filled her up. Oh, he's gone softs and 3/4 of a tank of fuel as well. Now I'm starting to think 3/4 of a tank of fuel might be enough to get you to the end here, because they all seem to be opting for that. Speedy Man Charles did. Joker, he pitted quite recently, but opted to put in a half a tank of fuel. I think he wanted the fastest lap, just in case he lost out on second place from Frequency. We'll see. Frequency will drop behind Joker when he makes his pit stop. Harry Mop, I don't think he's going to drop behind anyone when he makes his pit stop. I think he is a solid in for the win. Speedy Man Charles 9 seconds ahead of Sober. Sober on half a tank of fuel, just about to put a lap on Storm Pacer. Ooh, Storm Pacer not quite getting out of the way as Sober would like him to. It is a tricky place when you'll get caught in the S's. And now up and over the hill, Storm Pacer lifts and lets Sober through. And Speedy Man Charles gains a second or two on Sober through that. Joker, it's a tight battle for that second place, I believe. And Frequency getting very close to his pit window. 20 minutes left of this second 1.5 hour race here at Road Atlanta for round 7 of the GTWEC Season 2 for AequepaX Racing. And it's been a pair of humdingers for you, ladies and gents. And the Beamers have looked strong around Road Atlanta. Frequency, with the equipment he's got, he's done an amazing job, but we do not know who is candidate for second place, because Joker, Speedy Man Charles, and even down to Sober, I would say, could have a chance of snatching the 2 podium positions behind that leader, Harry Mop. But Harry Mop, solid drive now. He's dropped into the 18s. Why push it? Why push it? He's got a 25-second lead. Frequency's got a pit. I believe Joker's going to have to pit. Speedy Man Charles possibly has to pit. I'm not sure. I think he does. I don't think half a tank of fuel is going to get him 20 minutes through this race. But we will see. Storm Pacer's come in. Storm Pacer's come in for the final time. And he's come in to get some new tyres and some fuel. Not much chance of catching Illusion, I think, in this race for Storm Pacer. But you never know. You've got to go. You've got to keep driving until you see the flappy chessboard. Joker. 10 seconds behind Frequency. These two are going to be pitting. And there is Frequency now getting ready for that final pit stop with 18 minutes to go. And it's going to be another set of softs, I feel, for Frequency. Harry Mop as well. His fuel is flashing. We're winding up to the final stops of the race and see who is where. This is where they lay their cards on the table. And we see what they actually have. And Harry Mop, 25-second lead against Frequency, who also will be pitting. And there's Frequency in. Harry Mop carried on around. Frequency's in. What will Joker do? He's going to stay out, but I do believe he's going to have to take on fuel. before the end of the race, and he moves up and into second spot. Wow, this race is intense. This race is very intense. Speedy Man Charles, he's got a half a tank of fuel, 17 minutes to go. Do you know what? You know, I said he might not be able to do it. He hasn't really used much fuel since I uttered those words. And he may have already started his fuel saving. Frequency's been released from his box. He's on his way out, fresh softs, and 3/4 of a tank of fuel. Now that is more realistic to what I thought you may need at this point in the race, which means Harry Mop, he's got to make a pit stop now. He's into the pit lane. No one wants to cross that yellow line and pick up 3 seconds at this point in the race. It is crucial. Everything is done by the numbers. It's got to be done perfect. No mistakes can be made. And at the moment, Harry Mop on his pit entry was perfection as he fills the car and gets new tyres on. Joker chasing, but he knows he's got to make another stop before the end of the race, which leaves him wide open to a very rapid finish driver. Frequency forced to Scylla Racing, and this is getting all hot up in here with Speedy Man Charles in the very rapid Corvette, very close to Frequency. Joker and Harry Mop. Harry Mop's out. Harry Mop is out, back into the lead. Joker is into the pits. Is that going to give Frequency second spot? It possibly can do, with Joker taking on a splash-o dash. Harry Mop's gone 3/4 of a tank of fuel. Joker's been released. Frequency's just coming around onto the start straight. Speedy Man Charles is there as well. This was the battle we said for the podium come the end of the race, and Frequency is up and into second. Speedy Man Charles is in third. Is Joker gonna lose out altogether on a podium? He shouldn't do. He's driven like an absolute god this evening and deserves a place on the podium, especially having to race on those medium tyres at the pace he's had to go at. But at the moment, he's lost track position through his pit stop, and who knows where this race is gonna go. Joker is the fastest man on track, and Harry Mop is the leader. 25 seconds virtually ahead of Frequency. Frequency only just ahead of Speedy Man Charles by 1.3. Now there's a back marker in the mix of Illusion. Illusion is there. He's trying to get out of the way. They're trying to get a tow. It's all crazy stuff there. Frequency through and up into, well, he's already in second, but they've got past he's cleared the back marker. Speedy Man Charles not quite clearing the back marker. He's going to get lumbered behind him. It's not a back marker, it's just Illusion not having the best of races. And now Speedy Man Charles is all trapped. Wowzers! I hope that was a bit of miscommunication going on there. And it's Speedy Man Charles is up and into third. And he didn't lose too much from that. Oh, Illusion wants to go in the pits. There you go. It was miscommunication. I think Illusion wanted to go into the pits. And obviously he had Speedy Man Charles on his inside. And I'm sure he wasn't aware he was there when he turned to go into the pits. Joker there in fourth. And, well, this is intense for the last 14 minutes of this race. With Harry Mop, it's a slam dunk for him. The win is done, dusted. He's just got to get there. Frequency then, he's got that second spot, but he's only 1.5 seconds ahead of Speedy Man Charles. And Speedy Man Charles, we were doubtful of his fuel. It's going to be very tight for the Corvette driver to stay in that podium position without having to do some fuel saving. Joker then out there, he's pushing on. Sober in fifth place with Rotary in sixth. Illusion out of the pits, and he's picked up a penalty because he had to go in late because he had to get out of Speedy Man Charles's way, and it's a butterfly effect out there for poor Illusion. And Storm Pacer there coming around that final corner. He's a minute. His race has been an absolute nightmare for him, but hopefully he had fun driving around. That's what counts. If you can't get the position, just enjoy having the drive, man. Just enjoy driving the car around. Perfect your lines. Aim for the apexes. Just sometimes you just can't keep up with those guys ahead, and you just got to do what's best for you, what's your best lap time. Harry Mop then 25 seconds ahead of Frequency, who's 1.7 seconds ahead of Speedy Man Charles. And who is that in the mix then? Is that Storm Pacer? think it is. I think Storm Pacer is all mixed up with these guys as well. And so Frequency having to get past another lapped car, as Speedy Man Charles does as well. And Joker there, 3.8 seconds behind. He's done a 16.9, my word, a 16.4 for a fastest lap earlier in the race. And it's still not done and dusted, I think. Frequency and Speedy Man Charles have track position. Speedy Man Charles is he's on the limit for fuel to get to the end. We've got 12 more minutes of racing to go. He's down to a quarter of a tank of fuel. I don't think he can do it. I think he's going to have to splash and dash in the Corvette. Sober then. Sober, it's still wide open. Speedy Man Charles still, his position still is on the cards. Rotary in 6th. He's 30 seconds behind Sober now. And but Sober got to stop. Sober's got to make a pit stop. Sober is going to have to make a pit stop before the end of the race. I don't know if Rotary's got enough fuel to get to the end. Illusion is possibly got enough fuel to get to the end there, but he's a lap behind the people ahead of him. And Storm Pacer getting a lap put on him by Joker. Has probably enough fuel to get to the end. So Hairy Mop then. All's good in the hood for the BMW driver. And no win is easy, but this one didn't have as many trials and tribulations to get there. Frequency in 2nd spot with Speedy Man Charles only 1.5 seconds behind, but I don't know if Speedy Man Charles has the fuel. We're down to 10 minutes now. Joker chasing, giving chase to Speedy Man Charles. Don't give up, Joker. That podium's still on. I think Speedy Man Charles has to have a splash and dash before the end. There goes Sober. That takes the pain away from Speedy. He could have lost that position. And Rotary, I'm not sure that's enough fuel to get to the end either for the Full Throttle Racing guys. But at the moment, he's staying out. He's going to try and get that position away from Sober. But Sober's already been released from the garage for the last 10 minutes. He's surely gone for a racing set of softs on the tyre front and a little splash of fuel. And there he is. He's still ahead of Rotary at the moment. Rotary's just coming around that corner. Sober, it's going to be tight between the two of them, but Rotary's tyres are on the rougher end of the scale, where Sober's are absolutely sparkling fresh. And he's opted for half a tank in the last 10 minutes. That may be a little too much fuel, and that's going to cost him weight against Rotary. Rotary's tyres may be short, but he's going to have a huge weight advantage over the other Audi driver. Meanwhile, Hairy Mop 24.2 seconds in the lead. Frequency is leaving nothing to chance. He's pulled away from Speedy Man Charles. We believe Speedy Man Charles might have to be slowing down now, although he's screened through those gears. He's still showing, well, he is short shifting. He's short shifting, and Joker's only 2.7 seconds behind, and we've still got 9 minutes of racing here at Road Atlanta. This is crazy. Sober then is in 5th place ahead of Rotary, but only by 2 seconds. But if we think Speedy Man Charles hasn't got enough, well, Rotary's going into the pits now, actually. So Rotary goes into the pits. I don't think he's got anything to fear from Illusion or Storm Pacer behind him, but any chance of nabbing a position from Sober has just disappeared. Oh my god, oh, it's alright. Joker's picked up a penalty, but it's not a big one. It's not a huge one, but it is a pain for him. And that gives Speedy Man Charles a bit of breathing space as he is trying to nurse that car. No, he's going. Is he going in? No, that's Speedy Man Charles. Yes, he's going in, I think. Yes, he's had to go in. He's had to go in. Now, Sober did pit the previous lap, so Speedy Man Charles probably is only going to drop 2/4. We'll see. Yeah, Sober's got to come all the way up that straight. It's not going to take a lot of fuel, so yeah, quick splash and dash for Speedy Man Charles, but that puts him out of the podium battle for sure. Surely, less than 8 minutes to go. There is no chance he is going to catch back up with a Joker, Frequency, or Hairy Mop. Definitely not Hairy Mop. Sober then comes around the final corner, but Speedy Man Charles released out on track, and that's that. Speedy Man Charles safe in 4th place, and Sober only just crossing the line. I don't know who's knocked the hoardings into the middle of the track, but how rude. And Rotary in 6th place, some 28 seconds behind Sober, who's 12 seconds behind Speedy Man Charles. I thought that would be closer, in all fairness. And Speedy Man Charles 26 seconds behind Joker, who's only 5.2 seconds behind Frequency. But 5.3 seconds may as well be an eternity when it's against such skill levels as Frequency. He goes faster again, a 16.9, still nowhere near Joker's fastest lap of, where is he? He's there. 16.429. Will we even get to see that beaten tonight? 6.5 minutes left of this race, and then it's only one more round. I think it's at Brazil, which is an awesome racetrack. Hairy Mop then. Why am I pressing every button except for the one you see? I'm starting to feel it now. I'm starting to feel a 3-hour stream. It's starting to take its toll on my brain. I'm pressing the wrong buttons. So Hairy Mop then leads this race. 6 minutes to go, and a 23-second lead. It would take a huge disaster for him not to take the win. Frequency seems pretty safe there ahead of Joker. Joker extremely fast, but not able to close the gap on Frequency. It seems that Frequency is just matching Joker's lap times. Joker doing a 17.1 last time around, with Frequency doing a 16.9. Now he's doing a 17.0. Let's have a look what Joker answers that one with. 17.6. So yeah, Frequency slowly but surely just pulling away from the Genesis X. Speedy Man Charles having to make that splash and dash. He's not lost 4th. He may have lost 3rd, but he's kept 4th. Sober just not close enough to make an impact there and get that position away from the Corvette driver. Unbelievable stuff. Less than 5 minutes to go now. Rotary in 6th spot, way ahead of Illusion. No problems there. Illusion is nearly 50 seconds ahead of Storm Pacer, and it's all about the Beamers today at Road Atlanta. These cars, the cream of the crop, it may say, but don't forget the pilots that drove them there. They take all the accolades as well. And Frequency, good points for Stasilla in the first race, not quite on the podium, so it's a good haul of points, only being beaten by Clockwork, whom is the closest to chasing him down, I believe. Speedy Man Charles. Oh, what was that? What's going on here? What have we come across? Speedy Man Charles looked like he'd given the Clockwork of Storm Pacer a bit of a knock up the backside there. Maybe he just wasn't expecting him to back off, wanted to use him as a tow, and more than likely Storm Pacer lifted to let him by, and it's ended up being a bump. Or he was bump drafting him, helping him down the straight. Sober Motorsports then, 13 seconds behind Speedy Man Charles, who's pushing hard, but 28 seconds behind Joker, sorry. We have a Jocas in our group. Hairy Mop then, 22 seconds. Putting laps on people is the only time he gets to see a car in this race, hasn't it? What a solid drive. Solid platinum from Hairy Mop as he crosses the line to start lap 66. And there's only 3 minutes to go, which means 2 more laps, I believe. And Hairy Mop leads by 22 seconds. Frequency nearly 6 seconds ahead of Joker. Speedy Man Charles having to go and make a splash and dash, giving Joker that final podium position. Joker 17.1 last time around. Frequency 17.5. There is still opportunities here. Anything can happen in these final couple of laps. Speedy Man Charles, he Going for them soft tyres, but he's not. His lap times haven't been stellar, as they would be called. He's not getting into the 16s, which I thought that's why he made the pit stop, so he could go for some humongous fast laps. Maybe the Corvette doesn't have it in it today, especially in the dark with the track being cooler. Hairy Mop then comes around to start lap 67, and you know what? This still isn't going to be the final lap. There's going to be another lap after this one. I can feel it. Frequency in second place, 5.8 seconds ahead of Joker, and Joker's tyres starting to go away. The Speedy Man Charles too far behind to be able to gain from that. Sober 14.3 seconds behind Speedy Man Charles, 25 seconds ahead of Rotary. Looks like a safe 5th place for the Audi Marquis, and I imagine they take that, although at one point it looked like them, Speedy Man Charles, Joker and Frequency were all in a battle for a podium, but Frequency with his longer runs comes out on top. He went to the soft tyre as well in the last couple of pit stops, and Hairy Mop then leads the way. Frequency in second for Stacilla Racing, Joker third for AXR, but his fuel's flashing. We've got a minute of racing left. Now Hairy Mop across the line, start the final lap for the leader, lap 68. And we're pretty confident this will be the final lap for our competitors in round 7 of this second race. And we've had a blast, haven't we? We've had an absolute blast, hopefully. Frequency's fuel is on the raggedy edge, 24 seconds on the clock, and Frequency goes around again, and Joker again crossing the line, 5.5 seconds. He just can't close the gap on Frequency. Speedy Man Charles might be our first finisher. 5 seconds left on the clock as the Corvette Scuderia Chiara driver comes up around the final corner, and that's it. The chessboard, the flappy chessboard is out and waving for Speedy Man Charles. Grabs the best of the rest in 4th. Sober some 15 seconds behind him in the Audi, brings it around on vapors to get himself 5th spot. Great drive from Sober. It's not FTR next, it must be the leader, Hairy Mop, coming around the final corner to take a great win in round 7, race 2. Frequency then, no, he's not the next to cross the line. Where are you? It's got to be Rotary, isn't it? Surely. No, there's someone in front of Rotary. It was Storm. No, it wasn't. It's probably Illusion. Yeah, Illusion crossing the line for 7th, then Rotary for 6th. Then is it Frequency coming around the final corner to grab himself a great 2nd place, and Joker cracking podium. There you go. Take a boo, my son. No fuel left as he crossed the line. And that was that. There you go. Look at that. Nice. From Hairy Mop. A lovely, is it Kev Block? I can't remember his first name. Ken, I think it is. Yeah, nice overalls. So we'll have a look at those results and then wrap this bad boy up, eh? What a treat on a Saturday evening. All that racing for free. It's great. So Hairy Mop, the American, in his M6, took the win like Noir before him, and that is a huge injection of points. AequepaX Motorsport Apex's challenge in the championship. And Frequency coming in 2nd for Stacilla Racing. Great drive. And Joker rounding out the podium in the Genesis X for AXR. Speedy Man Charles, man, who did he not race in that race? He was a cracker-lacquer, but he had to make that final pit stop that really put him off the podium. but got himself 4th in the end. Sober in 5th. A solid drive in the Audi, and finishing ahead of Full Throttle's Rotary in 6th. Illusion in 7th. Had that extra peculiar long pit stop. I think he had to go for a wee. And then Storm Pacer in 8th. We saw him picking up some damage and fixing it. Early doors. Right, one more round left. Let's see how good I can be and see if I can find the date for you. It's tricky because I'm not good at the Discord. So league details, it's right near the top when they released all the information. So one more at Interlagos for 4 hours, July the 8th. So mark it in your calendars. Be here or be square. Be there or be square. One or the other. And I'll catch you on the flippity flop. Thank you for joining us here at AequepaX. Join their Discord. Give the admins some love for the effort they go into for this beautiful, beautiful racing. I was your broadcaster and your commentator. I can't remember. I am Justin Hermouth. Thank you for joining us here at the AequepaX Racing. Next time, guys. Be safe. Peace and love. Peace and love. Hit like and subscribe. Hit like and subscribe. Hit like and subscribe. Hit like.